Hi there, Carolyn Russin, professional life coach here. Thanks for joining me today. Happy Monday. I don't know where you are in this world, but it is a beautiful, sunny, blue sky day here where I am today. Anyway, want to talk to you today about our roles. And, you know, so many women that I talk to at this place in their life, this age, is, Carolyn, I don't even know who I am anymore. Hi, Jane. You know, beyond mom, wife, daughter, like, who am I? And as things change and pivot, hi, Marcella, in our lives, and the roles change and pivot. So, for example, the role of mom, hi, Susie, as our children get older, they don't need it as much. And so, if we were totally dependent on that role of mom, and now our kids are leaving the nest and not needing us as much, it's like, ooh, this is where we kind of feel like we're losing our footing. Like the ground is kind of not as solid as it used to be when we don't know who we are anymore. And for many of us, if we still have parents alive, it's that sandwich generation of, you know, still kind of looking after our kids. And now our parents are really needing us for different health issues and just trying to manage. And it's tough because you're kind of getting yanked both ways. And so, you know, being the mom, being the good daughter, being the good wife, spouse, etc., who are you really? Is that all you are? And that's what happens. Women come to me and like, Carolyn, I don't even know who I am anymore. And there's got to be more to me than just the mom, the spouse, the wife, the daughter, etc. And so it's funny because one of the things I'll say to my clients is, okay, so outside of all your job, your chores, all your duties for all these other people, if I could wave a magic wand and give you an extra hour a day, what would you do at that time? And I swear to you, 9 times out of 10, I'm looking at someone who's like panic in their eyes of, I don't know, because they've never had that opportunity and they've never really had to think about it before. So what I want us to talk about today is actual strategies. So if you feel that's you, give me a thumbs up if that's you. You're feeling like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel lost. I don't know, you know, I've lost that little girl of way back when to being mature and responsible and stepping up to do all these things. But who am I? Give me a thumbs up if you're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And so that's what I want to dive into today is, okay, what are some strategies that you can use to try and rediscover that person? So one of the first things I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about 5 things today. One of them is actually dedicating time for yourself, for your own self-reflection. And because when you're in that situation of, even if I had time for me, if I wanted to do things just for me, I don't even know what that is. And I get that. Taking time aside, it may be 10 minutes every day. This doesn't have to be hours. 10 minutes where you sit down and start really thinking about, okay, what is it I'd really like to do? And maybe you're going to do that by just sitting thinking. Maybe you're going to go for a walk. Maybe you're going to journal. Maybe you'll meditate. Just simply sitting with your thoughts and thinking about, okay, what brings me joy? What really fires me up? What's something I would just love to do? And your answers may surprise you when you actually give yourself time to stop and think about it. And again, it's going to have to be more than just one day. Like you're going to have to start doing this multiple times to really kind of sink in and think about, what do I really want to do? The second thing I want to talk about is revisiting old hobbies. Often that's where our passions lie, but over time, we didn't have time for that stuff anymore. So it got pushed aside. And I know for myself, and I fall into the same trap, when I think of what's one of the passions I have was music. We have a baby grand piano in our house that used to be my grandmother's. It was built back in like 1913. And I don't play well, but I love to play. But when life gets busy, that's one of the first things that goes. And it's funny because then I forget about it, even though I walk past it all the time. And it took my son, who's actually started playing now on his own. I'm like, that is so nice. That sounds so good. And now that's been kind of my reminder of, oh yeah, that's something I enjoy doing. Hi, Phyllis. So now I'm having to be really conscious of making time to do that. But that's a past hobby for me. So think about you. What are some past hobbies that you used to do that would give you joy? Not that's a chore, that would give you joy that you'd like to revisit again. You know, and often those are clues into yourself and what makes you happy. Hi, Lisa. The next one is setting personal goals. So this is beyond what you're doing around the house, with your family, in your marriage, all those things with work. No. This is just personal for you. What is maybe a new skill? Something you want to improve on, you know, something. So for me, it would be set a personal goal of, I would love to sit down even 3 times a week to sit and play the piano. And it doesn't have to be for long, but just making that commitment to yourself and sticking to it. So what's something that you would like to do, that you'd like to learn, get better at? Just, you know, maybe it's improving your health. Maybe it's reading more books. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it gives you joy. And reading, it's funny because I've talked to lots of clients about this and they'll be like, well, I have this whole shelf of self-help books. I always laugh. And I'm like, so how's that working for you? And some people thrive and love to read self-help books. They may not be able to apply it. But again, we're looking for joy right now. Hi, Pamela. Or maybe you just want to escape and read some fictional book, and that's okay. It doesn't have to serve a purpose other than giving you joy, okay? The next one is exploring new interests, is actually stepping outside your box. And for some people, the walls of those boxes are pretty thick because we kind of got into habits and routines and we haven't taken the time to step outside and try something new. So something you're curious about, something you've never really thought of before. I know with my clients, I often talk about, you know, you can do physical things, whether it's, you know, for some people it's going to a gym. For me, that's punishment for me. I love, as many of you know, I play tennis. You know, I'll play tennis 2 or 3 times a week. That's my fun. That's my enjoyment. A big thing that's out there now is pickleball. It is taking off like fire. So maybe that's something you've never tried before and you want to try it out. Maybe you want to join classes for like cards, like a bridge club, a sewing club, a reading, like a book club, whatever inspires you. Think about what you can do. And I'll tell you a hint. If you join something that you have to pay for, you have a much better chance of following through and actually doing it. And as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, thinking, if I paid to have piano lessons, you better believe I'd be playing the piano a lot more. So think of that. If you actually pay for something, you'll be a lot more committed to it. And just reach out. The last point is reach out and talk to your friends, because friends, family members around the same age, other women who are going through the same thing. Because this is classic of this age, like that 40 to 65 in there, that window of who am I? You know, what my ground is just, it's not as solid as it used to be. And I'm trying to find my footing in this new world for me because my role has changed. Give me a thumbs up if you can relate to that, that your footing is just not as solid and you're just trying to figure things out because you thought you had it all figured out before, right? It was you're raising your kids and you kind of got into this routine and things were going well. And then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, okay, now what? So, but now it's about prioritizing you and trying to figure out what gives you joy. So I know some of you joined on a little later. You can certainly find, I leave these in the Facebook group. You can watch it. If you're watching on a replay, please type replay. and just looking at dedicating time for yourself. So your own self-reflection to think about what is it that you really want to be doing. Looking at old hobbies, things that used to fire you up. Often that's where your passions lie. Setting personal goals for you outside of work and regular responsibilities. Exploring new interests and talking to other people who are going through the same thing. Because other people may have some ideas that you've never thought of before. You might think, oh, that would be a really good idea. So chat amongst yourselves and your friends. I would love for you to drop in the comments here. What's something you would like to try? What's something new you'd like to try? Or maybe you've already started that and you can say, hey, I joined a pickleball club. I'm having a blast. Share with people in our group in the comments below. What's something you've tried or something maybe you'd like to try? And of course, if you're looking for added support, you know I'm always here. Just send me a quick message. You can message me below and just say, love to chat. We can connect easily, talk about what's going well with you, where you're struggling. I can kind of help to point you in the right direction and provide supports if you need. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Enjoy this beautiful sunny day, and I'll see you next week.